Tonight, the National Transportation Safety Board is urging Houston area officials to assess 3 bridges for the risk of catastrophic collapse.
Yeah, this is coming in the wake of their just released report on the Francis Scott Key Bridge, which collapsed last year when a ship hit that structure.
Officials say that disaster in Baltimore could have been prevented if a risk assessment had been done on the bridge.
The NTSB report also identified these 3 bridges in the Houston area that should be evaluated immediately.
Victor Jacobo live in Southeast Houston with more on all of this. Victor.
Yeah, that's right. You can see behind me is the Sidney Sherman Bridge, one of the bridges that has been labeled in this NTSB report, built back in 1973. I'm going to get out of the way so you can get a better look. You can see a lot of traffic here at rush hour, a lot of cars and commutes going over it. A lot of commerce goes under it as well. This bridge is labeled as essential and critical to linking to the strategic highway network. The bridge and others see a lot of maritime traffic. The Port of Houston ranks #1 in the country in terms of tonnage. The NTSB says it's time to assess these bridges for their risk vulnerability. Next week marks 1 year since a cargo ship collided into Baltimore's Francis Scott Key Bridge. The incident killed 6 people. Since then, the National Transportation Safety Board found the bridge was 30 times over the acceptable risk level for a vessel collision, and that Maryland officials never conducted an assessment to determine that risk.
We're urging 30 owners of 68 bridges in 19 states to perform a vulnerability assessment of their bridge's risk of catastrophic collapse from a vessel collision.
Among the list of bridges in a new NTSB report, these 3 in the Houston area, the Sidney Sherman Bridge and Fred Hartman Bridges, owned by TxDOT, and the Buffalo Bayou Toll Road Bridge, owned by the Harris County Toll Road Authority. The NTSB hopes assessments of these bridges can help prevent incidents like the Key Bridge collapse from happening.
Determine whether they need to implement countermeasures to reduce vulnerability, report their findings to the NTSB, and if warranted, implement a comprehensive risk reduction plan.
The Harris County Toll Road Authority owns the Buffalo Bayou Toll Bridge behind me right here. They told me in a statement they're going to comply with any recommendations from the NTSB. And as you can see, they also noted that they are constructing a brand new bridge meant to replace the old one that's more than 40 years old. They say that safety is a top consideration in the design and building of that bridge, and that measures are being put in place to mitigate any potential risk of failure. TxDOT told us they are reviewing the NTSB's report. The NTSB noted their recommendations do not suggest the bridges on their list are certain to collapse, but rather they need to be evaluated to see if they are above the American Association of State Highway and Transportation Officials' acceptable level of risk. Now, the other bridges in the state of Texas that are mentioned in the NTSB report are ones in Port Arthur and Beaumont. The full and complete report on the Francis Scott Key Bridge collapse is expected to be completed and released in the fall. Now, reporting live outside near the Sidney Sherman Bridge, Victor Jacobo, KHOU 11 News.
All right, Victor Jacobo, thank you so much.